Federal Aviation Administration reports that a plane carrying 25 persons crashed tonight in southwest Mississippi. Among those aboard, the Lynyrd Skynyrd rock group. An FAA spokesman says he received a report of multiple fatalities and some survivors in the crash of the Convair 240. He said the plane was en route from Greenville, South Carolina to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when it crashed 2 miles northeast of Gillsburg, Mississippi. He said police and a rescue squad are on the scene.
We're headed to Jacksonville, Florida to find the childhood home, the high school, and the graves of the Southern rock group Lynyrd Skynyrd. Let's go see what we can find. Here on the corner of Woodcrest Road and Lakeshore Boulevard, this is where the Lynyrd Skynyrd story started. You come right down here after the crosshairs of the road, and you'll see this black gate off to the side. The city finally dedicated a plaque to the house where the Van Zant family grew up.
Lynyrd Skynyrd.
All right.
Gold and platinum records for millions of album sales adorned the walls of this house while the band toured worldwide. Tragedy cut short the original incarnation of Lynyrd Skynyrd. 4 members of the band, including lead singer Ronnie Van Zant, died in a plane crash in Mississippi on October 20, 1977, after their tour plane ran out of fuel. The surviving members of the band and crew were seriously injured. 10 years later, Johnny Van Zant took over as lead singer, and Lynyrd Skynyrd was reborn. Johnny Van Zant was a founding member and lead singer of the rock band 38 Special, a highly successful band in its own right. The Van Zant's legacy, memorialized in this house, commemorate their prodigious contribution to the world of rock music.
Perfect. There's the man right there.
That was a mouthful.
All right, now let me record it.
Oh.
We come to the high school that Ronnie Van Zant, Alan Collins, and Gary Rosington attended, along with their gym teacher, high school coach, Lynyrd Skynyrd. The coach, Lynyrd Skynyrd, would always send the boys to the office trying to enforce the dress code of them not having long hair. So in tongue-in-cheek fashion, they named the band Lynyrd Skynyrd after their coach. In Jacksonville Memorial Gardens, this is where the final resting spot for Steve Gaines, the guitar player from Lynyrd Skynyrd that died in the plane crash, along with his sister Cassie, who was a backup singer and also died in the plane crash. The sad part is they had problems with the plane the night before, and Cassie did not want to get on the plane again, but was told if she didn't, she would be fired. This was the original location of Ronnie's burial. But quite a few years later, after he was buried here, some vandals came in and busted open the crypt and tried to pull his body out, thinking he had a Neil Young t-shirt on. At least that's how the legend goes. They busted the back of this up and pulled the casket. They didn't get it all the way out, but they tried to pull the casket out. So he was moved to the new cemetery. Being a guitar player myself, I gotta leave a few mementos for Steve Gaines. He was a great guitar player. I'll leave a picture of the album they released just 3 days before the plane crashed, and it already went gold. Actually, I think I'm gonna go down here. The weird part is on the album cover, Steve Gaines, he's in the middle there. It looks like he's on fire. So after the plane crash, the record label, out of respect, changed the cover to just be a black cover This is Street Survivors. Like I said, it came out 3 days before the plane crash. They were out touring for it. And Ronnie and Steve and Cassie all perished in that flight. I also want to leave Steve a guitar pick as a fellow guitarist. And I'll leave my YouTube magnet. If you come visit Steve, feel free to take the magnet and enjoy the Skynyrd history for yourself. Here in Riverside Memorial Park in Jacksonville, Florida is where one of the greatest rock and roll bands, one of the greatest rock and roll stories. Many of the members are buried here and across the street. Let's go see what we can find. I finally made it to the grave of Lynyrd Skynyrd, the dedicated coach that the band got the name from. It's right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Good old Skynyrd, dedicated coach.
That's so cool. He lived a pretty long time.
He's in the Army and in Korea. That's pretty cool to have somebody name their band after you, though.
I know. Can you imagine?
The cool thing was, like, you know, it was kind of out of a tongue-in-cheek thing, and then they became friends in the end. He actually came out on stage and introduced the band at one of their last shows. So it all has a happy ending.
Somebody leave like a little coin there or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
We usually sometimes bring crystals with me to leave on graves. I didn't bring them this time. Yeah.
What the heck? You're our egg-shaking crystal lady.
Yeah.
You're supposed to bring that stuff.
That's me.
New,
That's me.
online moniker.
On that note, here's a guitar player, Alan Collins. He survived the crash, but he ended up dying later. He was in a bad car accident.
Yeah, that Christmas movie. It was a pretty blue before.
He's got a cool guitar down there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I got a pick too. I'm gonna leave a moment. I gotta leave a memento.
There you go.
That's a Freebird pick right there. Now right here at the front of the cemetery lies the singer of the band, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Ronnie Van Zant, who tragically died in the 1977 airplane crash. He wrote some timeless classic songs like Sweet Home Alabama, Ooh That Smell, Freebird, and Simple Man. One of the reasons I started playing guitar is because of this band. I like the Freebird here above his grave. Now, unfortunately, they had to move his body from the other cemetery to this cemetery because someone broke into his crypt and vandalized his body. But I was told under this cemetery that he's buried under the ground 3 feet under concrete. It's sad you have to do that, but here he is right here. And the thing that's special, if you go across the way here, the bass player for Lynyrd Skynyrd is right here, Mr. Leon Russell, who survived the plane crash but passed away in 2001. And across the fountain here, we have keyboard player Billy Powell, who also survived the plane crash but passed away in 2000. I love how his headstone's in the shape of a piano. He was originally just a roadie for the bass player, but once he showed him what he would do for Freebird on the piano, they said, why don't you just become a member of the band? And that's how he got started. I'm also going to leave my YouTube magnet. If you come to the grave, you can take my magnet with you, but leave the Skynyrd souvenir for Ronnie. Alright, that's going to do it from Jacksonville, Florida. I hope you enjoyed one of my favorite rock and roll stories. I know I did getting to see it in person. But for now, I must be traveling on now.